Would you believe it? It's that time again. It's Wednesday afternoon, which means it's time for another round of AdFeeder's Web Wednesdays. Let's go. For fans of motorsport, there are some cars and liveries that are instantly recognisable, even when they're travelling at ridiculous speeds. The brashness of the Porsche Pink Pig, the unpredictability of Colin McRae's martini-covered Ford Focus, or the sheer coolness of the Sonax 190e DTM car as it bounced from curb to curb. These are just some examples, but liveries are often what draws fans to certain teams, with Formula 1 being the ultimate arena for designers to battle it out. F1 has seen some incredible one-off designs over the years, but McLaren have just stunned the world with what they're bringing to this weekend's Monaco Grand Prix. McLaren has a deep-rooted and successful racing history with golf, and the two brands revived their relationship back in July 2020, when the team announced the brand's return as an official strategic partner. This retro livery will mark McLaren's tribute to golf's timeless design, while reflecting a racing connection that began in the days of the team founder Bruce McLaren. The team will carry golf's racing blue colourway alongside an orange stripe, which is based closely on the golf's classic design. This will run for the entire Monaco Grand Prix weekend, and the theme will feature on both the MCL 35M race cars, the race suits of Lando Norris and Daniel Ricciardo, as well as all of the mechanics, and even across their social media platforms too. Of course, the 2021 Monaco Grand Prix will not be the first time a McLaren race car has carried the iconic Golf livery. The number 41 McLaren F1 GTR Longtail finished second in the 1997 24 Hour of Le Mans while sporting the Golf's livery. Now this is a website we just had to throw into a Web Wednesday episode at some point. Can you remember what you were doing 10 years ago? 2011 doesn't even feel that long ago, and the year was full of all kinds of change, both in the automotive and technology sectors. In 2011, Saab officially faded into the history books, while BMW teased their new line of electric vehicles, which was still just a pipe dream at the time. With this website, conveniently named 10 years ago, it allows you to rewind time and visit some key websites a decade in the past. Take the Apple website for example, where upon entering you'll be treated to a sweet reveal of the all-new iPhone 4. The boxy and seemingly tiny looking phone was the latest and greatest offering from Apple at the time. But it's so interesting to see just how little their marketing has changed, particularly in the wording and captions that you use. Elsewhere, you'll also be treated to sites such as the BBC News website, where you can find various stories from the day 10 years ago, as well as everyone's favourite movie site, IMDb. What we love most about this site is seeing just how far the user experience and design of these websites has come. Sites like Amazon and Goodreads have dramatically changed their home pages and initial landing pages, making it easier than ever to navigate their sites now. Let us know in the comments what sites were your go-to back in 2011. Now if you show anyone, and we mean near enough anyone, an outline of this simple looking car, they will almost instantly be able to tell you it's a Mini. They are worldwide motoring icons, first released back in 1959 to combat the ever-increasing fuel prices and road pollution. And here's a pointless fact for you right now if you ever needed it. The first ever Mini didn't actually have a radio, and the creator of the car, Alec Isigonis, was a heavy smoker, so he used the space for a very large ashtray instead. Proof that car design really has changed over the decades. Well now there's a new, I guess old Mini back on the block, and it's better than ever. Built in collaboration with tuning specialist Ocelli, which has been preparing classic Minis and MGs for competition use since the early 60s. Production of these cars will be limited to just 60 units, in honour of the Mini's most recent 60th anniversary celebration. It's not going to be cheap though, with prices starting from around £98,000. Thankfully, you do get some serious upgrades with this. They include a strengthened crankshaft, new pistons, and a high torque performance camshaft. The engine is topped off with a hand-ported and polished cylinder head and a pair of SU carburetors, making it one seriously enjoyable car out on the track. The result is 132 brake horsepower with 153 Nm of torque, and it's claimed to do a 0 to 60 time of 7.8 seconds, with it being bearable to drive on the normal roads as well, thanks to a brand new 5-speed manual gearbox. There's something about a classic Mini that just always ticks the right boxes for people. They will always be one of the most desirable little cars in the world, and despite the heavy price tag, there's certainly going to be a market for these ones. He's a multi-Academy Award winner, known worldwide for his hair-raising orchestral music that has enhanced some of the finest movies ever created. We're talking about Hans Zimmer here, of course. If you've seen films such as Inception, The Dark Knight trilogy, Interstellar, and even The Holiday, you would have heard his incredible compositions. But what if I told you Hans is now designing the soundtrack for your new electric BMW? I know, I was just as surprised to read that as well, but bear with me on this one. BMW iconic Sounds Electric brings an unmistakable sound portfolio to the BMW models powered by fully electric or plug-in hybrid drive systems. The collaboration between composer and curator Hans Zimmer and Renzo Vitali, creative sound director at the BMW Group, has produced a distinctive driving sound which customers will soon be able to experience in a version developed specially for electric M cars. Hans Zimmer goes on to explain the electric-driven M cars have been developed for a driving sound that accentuates their emotional driving experience and ensures their performance can be felt with an even greater intensity. Interestingly, this isn't the first time Hans Zimmer and BMW have collaborated, having designed the sound options for when a start-stop button is pressed on the current BMW i models. This really got us thinking about how cars often make drivers feel, and whether that experience can actually be replicated through an immersive sound system. For customers of an M car, for example, they aren't really choosing that car for its impressive fuel economy or practicality. It's very much a passion purchase, and one that is invigorated with each turn of the key. Will a synthetic sound be able to create that same feeling? Only time will tell with this one. As always, a huge thank you for watching this episode, and if you've enjoyed what you've seen, stay tuned for more as we bring you more news from the world of automotive and tech next week.